So to the question of how a single parent could interact with the child in a healthy way. Probably the most important element in parenting is touch. And this is something that's becoming even taboo in the Western society. In schools, for example, there are some states that prohibit a teacher from ever touching a child. Now, we're not talking about physical punishment, which I think we're quite clear on. That should never be the role of a teacher, and perhaps one could argue ever a parent. But by taking away the ability of a teacher to interact with a child through touch, that filters then to parenting, where the normal, healthy parenting would include not just touch, but regular embraces, holding a child on one's lap, approaching them from behind when they're working on their homework or whatever they are, and never to let a child come in or out of the room without touching them. This is, of course, human comfort. It's warmth. It shows that you care. In addition, it actually creates a spatial connection between the child and the parent. These are little sparks, if you will, that if they're created long enough and often enough, then create the human warmth that you need when situations get more difficult. So if there happens to be a single father raising a child or a single mother, the challenge is greater, because if the family circle was bigger, the reactions would be, the spatial geometry or the architecture is more manifold. In the real old family system, there was a father and there was a mother, there was a grandmother, there was a grandfather, there were uncles and aunts, and you can imagine how many different roots that child could have and draw nourishment from. And the smaller the family unit, the harder that is, because the child would be looking for nourishment and needs, first of all, as we said, the connection through the warmth and the touch to be able to do it. And then the parent has to know that it does take a village to raise a child, and that single parent would have to look for other family members from as many different types of personality and ages that they possibly could find, so that you might look for a little bit more of the wisdom in the aged neighbor down the street, who actually might enjoy a little company of a younger child coming to meet them. They might look for a little bit more adventure in that uncle that's maybe a bit extreme, but just what the child needs. So one would have to consciously look to say, I'm not able to give my child what he or she needs. It really needs, the child needs a much broader experience than what I can have to offer. And through regular and rhythmical visits and little trips outward, then the child would not be trying to draw everything that he or she needed from one particular person. Because that's, first of all, very draining for the parent, and it's bound to fail, because we only have the type of nourishment or talents or abilities that we have, and that is limited. So the family unit has to be looked at maybe further than just a bloodline, but a circulatory system.